What's going on, everybody? Today's the first episode of Fly Down Mayhem. Got a pretty exciting hunt for you guys today. It's actually my first morning out. I was behind the bow, Kyle was behind the camera, and got out there a little bit late. I said first morning out, so we kind of assumed what time we needed to be out there. It's an hour and a half drive out to our property. Well, it ended up being about 15 minutes late from what we wanted. So when we were walking out there, we were thinking, do we even want to set the blind up? Setting decoys out, is this going to ruin our hunt? Should we just wait, hear him gobble, see what happens? Well, that's kind of what we did. We ended up actually kind of waiting, heard the gobbles, realized they were at the top ridge, so we knew we had plenty of time to go ahead and get set up. So we set up the blind, got the decoys out there, started calling. The rest is history. Well, guys, it's only about 6:40 or so this morning. We got set up a little later than we wanted to, but it's working out pretty good. We got set up in this bottom field like we had planned. As you can hear them gobbling in the background, they ended up not being roasted down here on the bottom, which we're liking that because, like I said, we got there a little bit late. Got set up a little bit later. That deer's out there now. But, so they were roasted up on the top side of the ridge, which we know they've already flown down. It sounds like they might be working their way to us, or they might be working their way back to the north, to these other fields. We're not sure. So, we're just kind of sitting here giving them some calls. If we got to put the chase on them, we will, but I'm not too sure right now. The problem with it is there's so many ridges and ravines in there. With them going in underneath and up out of them, sometimes they sound a lot closer than others, and other times they sound a lot further away than what they really are, just because they're on the back side or the bottom of a ridge. So this might be one of those ones where patience is a virtue. So we're gonna keep our eye out, see what happens. It's 7:10 now, and these birds are starting to split up. We had a couple of them. We think there's 4 total, just from the separate gobbles we heard intertwined. But we think 2 of them headed to the north, while 2 of them are kind of heading back south. We're still not sure if we want to stay here, if we want to make a move on them. 2 of them we know for a fact are right up here in this grass field, probably about 300 yards away. We can hear about that grass field just because of the sound of the gobble. They're not in the woods anymore. But we still aren't sure if we need to make a move on these guys or not. Because they could easily come right down here to this cliff and fly right down to us. Or even work their way down this ridge, down this bottom grass. See, that was the second one, so we heard up to the north. The other 2. But there they are. If their gobbles start getting a little bit more distant, we're gonna hurry up, grab our stuff. We're gonna haul it that way. Just kind of like I said, a patience game right now. We're not sure if these guys are coming to us. We know that the ones going to the north, they sound like they're getting really close, but they sound like they have a head with them. We could hear you yelping, and they haven't really gobbled much since then. Meanwhile, these ones up there, we think they might have a head with them, or they might just be more dominant birds. They've been gobbling quite a bit more. Well, since it was my first hunt out, I was didn't really have much for patience. So when I heard these boys gobbling and I heard them quiet up, I knew they had some hens with them, and I could hear them getting distant. Knew 2 were headed south, 2 were headed north. Thought we had a pretty good idea where the ones headed southward, so we put the chase on them. Well, as you can see, hopefully hear me well, me and Kylie have gotten down and we're gonna go ahead and make a move on these birds. See if we can't put some eyes on them, see where they're at, where they're headed.
Well, we went from field to field, calling, and I mean calling. Basically, the second we left the blind, the birds went hush. We didn't hear a single gobble for about the next hour or so. I didn't see the birds, didn't hear the birds. I had no idea where they were. It was a pretty strange hunt. I've never had this happen. We got all the way around the entire block of timber, got back to the blind, and I figured the hunt was over. You know, these birds aren't calling. They got to be henned up. Heck, they must have moved on and got going a lot quicker than we thought. We didn't get to them in time. So I figured, what the heck, you know, it can't hurt to call again. So went out, let another call out, a little sequence of yelps with the Woodhaven mouth call, and sure enough, I got an answer. Oh my God. Get that on there. Oh my God. I spit my mouth call out. I didn't get to turn nothing on. Oh my God. That worked out. I cannot believe that turkey must have been following us around. After getting set up, us going out and doing all that stuff, that bird, we were hearing some flapping behind us. We thought it was the back our blind is put in. We thought it was just flapping in the wind. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Then I could hear some drumming. And he was doing everything he could to get out here to these decoys. Sat there and could really hear him just getting to it. I didn't know if it was a hen, if it was multiple birds, what it was. And he came in so quick, I didn't have time to turn anything on. He was literally about 6-7 yards outside the blind window, and I said, Kylie, get the camera, get it on him. And he came out here, and right in front of us. I couldn't believe it. Let me go get him. Okay. Put it back on.
Got a good beard.
He does. That's the first thing I noticed when he was walking through. I said, please have a beard on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a thick beard, baby. He might only be about a 2-year-old though. But this guy came out of nowhere for us. He saved the hunt and he saved the day, that's for sure. So what we're thinking happened with this bird is he was part of the morning group. I mean, he was one of the two that either went to the north or the south. We don't know. Either way, we're thinking he just stuck in the timber while we were working our way around the edge. Probably had some hens with him. Probably stayed there at the morning, breeding those hens like a lot of times they'll do. And then late in the morning, just like this time, they'll start gobbling and hammer again. So I bet if we would have just sat still and waited that morning, kept calling, we'd have had the exact same success. So sometimes it pays to be patient. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Fly Down Mayhem. We look forward to bringing some more to you. We're going to shoot for a new episode coming out every Wednesday for you guys, whether we have a successful kill on camera or not, just to kind of keep you guys up to date with how our hunting's going. So remember, guys, sometimes with turkey hunting, and we know it isn't easy, it pays to be patient.